And last but not least, we have a very strange story involving
Boy.
USA Gymnastics beef.
Mm,
Apparently, this woman here, her name is MyKayla Skinner,
mm,
is receiving death threats and getting abused online for
mm,
comments that she made about the USA Gymnastics team in the past.
mm-hmm.
Apparently, this has been spurned on by um, the goddess Simone Biles herself, who is who is like covertly trolling Miss Skinner's past comments. And in response, Skinner is saying, "Hey, Simone, can you tell your fans to get off my back because this is getting a little out of hand and your people are sort of being abusive online and it's affecting my family and my mental health and so on and so forth." So this is a weird story to me, but
It is.
this says MyKayla Skinner makes plea to Simone Biles after getting death threats for comments. Former Team USA gymnast MyKayla Skinner broke her silence on Tuesday amid an ongoing Olympic feud with ex-teammate Simone Biles. In an emotional video posted to her Instagram, Skinner asked Biles to tell her social media followers to help put a stop to the onslaught of hateful comments and death threats that Skinner and her family have received in the past week. So there's the quote there of what MyKayla said in her Instagram post. Um, Skinner added that she sent individual apologies to each member of the Team USA squad during the Olympics. She also said she would be taking a break from social media after the U.S. women's gymnastics squad won a gold medal in the team's finals at the Paris Games on July 30th. Biles celebrated the victory with a social media post that appeared to throw shade at Skinner. Biles captioned her post, "Lack of talent, lazy Olympic champions." Skinner had previously criticized Team USA's talent and work ethic. Shortly after Biles' post went viral, it was revealed that Skinner had blocked Biles on Instagram.
Oh,
Biles com- Skinner competed with Biles at the Tokyo Games in 2021 and retired from gymnastics in August of that year. Um, so yeah, I figured this would continue. So what did MyKayla Skinner say about U.S. gymnastics team Simone Biles? Simone Biles and the U.S. women's gymnastics team took home gold in the all-around team final in the Paris Games on Tuesday. No one can take that away from them, and they let themselves gloat a little with pointed social media posts and celebration. Several of the social posts seemed to target MyKayla Skinner, who competed with the U.S. team in the 2020 Summer Olympics as Biles' teammate. That team won a silver medal. After the win, Biles took to social media with an Instagram caption that referenced something Skinner said about the team. It seems to have resulted in Skinner blocking Biles on social media.
hmm.
At one point, Skinner said that the current Olympians don't have the work ethic of past teams. She later claimed her comments were taken out of context and deleted the YouTube video the comments were in. Besides Simone, I feel like the talent and the depth just wasn't like what it used to be. Just notice, like, I mean, obviously, a lot of girls don't work as hard. The girls just don't have the work ethic, Skinner said in her deleted video. She seemed to imply one of the culprits for the perceived lack of work ethic is the presence of the U.S. Center of Safe Sport because coaches are afraid to get on athletes for fear of punishment. Safe Sport has been in action since 2017 following the Larry Nasser
Uh,
assault trial. It exists to build a sport community where participants can work and learn together free of emotional, physical, and sexual abuse and misconduct. So I'm going to scroll up a little bit and play some of Miss Skinner's Instagram video here. I might not let the whole thing go because it is a little long, but
it is.
we will play at least some of it so you can get the gist of what she's talking about here.
Hey everyone. I sincerely hope that this topic wouldn't need to be revisited, but unfortunately, things have really gotten out of hand lately. And it's one thing to disagree with me regarding something I have said or a point I was trying to make, but It's something else entirely when that turns into cyberbullying or even worse. Watching people cheer on the bullying, which has led to threats of physical harm to me, my husband, and our daughter, is disgusting. So please, at this point, I am just asking for it to just stop for the sake of my family, because enough is enough. So, why I'm here is because about 4 weeks ago, I made a comment about work ethic and what seems to be taking place with the rising generation. To be totally clear, I take 100% responsibility for poorly articulating the point I was trying to make. And the last thing I wanted was to cause harm or offend our US Olympic team. I know these women are incredible, the very best of the best, and almost all of them are my former teammates who I have enjoyed very much cheering on the last few years. I posted a video apology on Instagram, and I followed up with a written apology, and I sent individual messages to each of the women on the team. Only Simone had responded, and she told me that she was proud of me. You guys can imagine my surprise last week when I was celebrating our team winning gold, just to see this brought up all over again by a caption on an Instagram post. If Simone truly believes that I called our team lazy and lacking talent, and if that's really how she feels, I am really heartbroken over it, but not just heartbroken because it isn't how I feel or even what I previously said, but heartbroken because Simone's latest post and others that followed it fueled another wave of hateful comments, DM.
All right, so that's enough. So you get the gist of it. I believe somewhere further down in this article, it kind of shows how Simone Biles was kind of using the success of the Olympic team this year as a way to troll this woman's past comments. And so that's what here we go here. So apparently MyKayla Skinner blocked Simone Biles on one of these platforms. I don't know if it's Twitter or Instagram. And Simone Biles was tweeting about how she's been blocked. And there was another one that Simone Biles put out where she was like, basically trolling the comments that Skinner made about a poor work ethic and lack of talent. Basically Biles was like, so much for our team with no work ethic and talent because we just won the gold medal. And then she, tweeted about how she's been blocked. And I guess in response to that, Simone Biles' fan base has been coming at her on some, death threats and mean spirited stuff online. I would have preferred it if this woman would have come with receipts as to that taking place. She didn't, but nonetheless, this situation is kind of weird and awkward in terms of how it's played out with, all of this cyberbullying and death threats and all of this kind of stuff going on, between these two individuals. So kind of a weird situation, but what do you make of what has taken place between, with the U.S. women's gymnastics team and how they won gold medal? And it looks like they're kind of using it as an opportunity to troll this woman for comments that she's made in the past.
Hey, you take it over, man. My sink going crazy. Go ahead.
All right. So for me, I just kind of look at it and I'm like, now to be fair, I don't follow women's gymnastics, so I can't speak to the history of it. I don't know what's happened in the past or whatever the case may be. But for me, on the surface, I feel like I understand her apologizing because that's just what people do nowadays. They just apologize for things that they otherwise shouldn't apologize for. But with me being ignorant towards women's gymnastics and not knowing the history of it, if she genuinely felt as though current iterations of the U.S. women's gymnastics team or women's gymnastics in general is lacking the work ethic of previous teams or is lacking the talent of previous teams, then that is her honest, objective opinion. I don't necessarily know that there's anything for her to apologize for. Now, kudos to the team for going out there and showing out and doing their thing in the games this year and winning those gold medals. Like good for them. But that doesn't negate the fact that those were her honest, objective opinions. And they did win silver medal when she last competed. If she feels as though they could have won gold medal, but they didn't because they were lacking a certain amount of work ethic or talent, I don't see anything necessarily wrong with that. And I just kind of feel like in retrospect, it looks as though, because I'm not trying to hate on Simone Biles. I think Simone Biles is cool. But it looks to me as though in retrospect, Simone Biles and others are using their current success as an opportunity to one up comments that she has made in the past when all she was doing was being honest. She felt as though the team was lacking a certain amount of work ethic and overall talent. So from that standpoint, if someone wants to go so far as to say that this chick is being bullied online, whether by Simone Biles or by her fan base, I must have missed this, but I guess Simone Biles has her own beehive or Barbs. I didn't know this, or Swifties. I guess we can add Simone Biles to the list of her zombie-like fan base that'll just ride for her under any and all circumstances. I didn't know that were the case. But if someone wants to go so far as to say that it is a bit heavy-handed in terms of the criticism, I can understand that, because get over it. If someone plays on a team with me and we fall short and that person says, I felt like our team lacked a certain amount of talent and work ethic, we lost, or we didn't perform up to the standard that we'd like to perform. So if that is the case, I'm not going to, I'm not going to take that personally. But I guess I was cut from a different cloth where, when certain comments like that are made, you sort of take them in stride. You don't internalize them personally. And you say, I'm going to use this as fuel to do better with my own individual performance. And hopefully that propels the performance of the team construct to be all the more impressive. So based on the information that we have at hand, I would have to say that I kind of feel like this chick is getting a raw deal, the short end of the stick. But this is what happens in this social media age. People are going to use this as an opportunity to sort of, big up whatever they've been doing. But that doesn't take away from the fact that if she honestly and genuinely felt as though the team was lacking in work ethic and could have performed better, had that element of work ethic been present, I don't see anything wrong with her saying that.
Yeah, man, and that's fair. And by the way, bro, I don't know if can you hear the water running back right there?
Not really. Yeah, not really.
All right, cool. I had to turn the faucet on so it could stop. So I'm not talking complex about that. But yeah, this is a pretty weird story. But I'm not surprised that of the potential of it getting this far, because Simone's got her own barbs out there, as you mentioned. And I'm not gonna say I'm one of them, but because I'm not gonna take it that far. But for whatever reason, man, I am team protect Simone Biles. I don't know why that is, but I'm an advocate for her, and I like her online trolling. I feel like it's tasteful. So I feel like she's a cool person, a hard-working person, and it shows in all of her performances. And that, I don't know, bro. I don't know if you did see the Olympic stuff or at least some highlights this year, but that Brazilian girl, Rebeca Andres or whatever her name is, man, she was going insane. That's the one girl that actually did beat Simone Biles this year. Honestly, that girl had to be perfect in order to beat Simone, who's always perfect. Mm-hmm. But I think they gave this girl the edge because nobody's even close to Simone. And while she was close to Simone, it was still very dynamic stuff. So it was a good showing for the Olympics this year for the gymnastics team. I was actually watching it. And I think this woman's initial criticism, this Skinner lady, I think her initial criticisms I don't know if it was coming from a place of hate. I think I'm taking it from the way that Simone was answering it. I think she was taking it as a sneak diss, um, for whatever reason, because these two are the same age. They're both 27, but 27 is old in gymnastic years. So what Simone was doing this year at the Olympics was something that's not really done often by Olympians in the gymnastic field. She was competing against 18, 19-year olds. So because the younger you are, apparently the better you are at these things. So I don't know if Simone was taking this as shade, which is why she's gave those trolling comments, and I'm thinking she did take it as shade from a hater. And also, as you mentioned, the blocking from her, it was like, man, this girl, you know what I'm saying? This girl ain't trying to make amends. She
Well,
blocked
she
me.
did see she did single out Simone though.
Yep.
Like like from what I read, she
Mm-hmm.
said aside from Simone, I felt like we didn't have the work ethic or talent. So to me, that sounds like she's saying Simone is good. Like she did her thing, but outside of her, we weren't, what we should have been. So but I hear like Simone is probably not only sticking up for herself, but for the team as well, because she's on the
Correct.
team.
Correct.
Yeah. But but I guess, but I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
No, no,
Go
no.
ahead.
And so, but that's what I think it is. So I think she took it as shade. And so for her to be, to take up for her teammates, because she's in these trainings and she doesn't think that they've taken things back, or there's no talent in the room apparently. So for her to go there with it, Simone, that is, I thought it was tasteful. But once we're dealing with the crowd of people that's willing to defend Simone at all costs, because they are out there, bro. And
Clearly.
I didn't notice that either until the situation with Bro, the NFL player. Still forgot Bro name, but the guy that's dating her.
No, they're married. That's it.
Oh,
That's
married. All right, there you go. So that guy. So I saw them come out the woodworks attacking him and the other things. So I was like, oh, this is real. But then I would hear other people shade Simone after that, or have an opinion on her lifestyle with him or anything like that. And I would just see the people come out from the internet defending Simone Biles. So this is one of the ones that I actually kind of agree with, but not with the death threats. You know, so I am Team Simone Biles. At this point, it's at all costs, but not to the extent of death threats. So if she's actually receiving those, which I'm sure she is, uh, I don't know the volume of them, but I'm pretty sure somebody was dumb enough to do that. And so, with that being said, that's no bueno. So, but yeah, this girl was this Skinner lady. She seemed really distraught in that message. But I think on top of the death threats, it's also this internet L she's taken, because most people have never even heard of her, and now their first opinion of this woman is she's a hater. And I think I'm more open minded than the caster as that. But I kind of took it as shade, man. Not towards Simone, but as you said, towards the team, and just be supportive. But I know as far as like NBA players and stuff like that, that there's this fraternity, there's this brotherhood where you can't critique people. So apparently there's the same thing going on in gymnastics, where you're just not allowed to have a take on people's either effort or talent level if you were a part of that, sorority for these ladies.
Yeah,
So
I
I
don't
guess she
agree.
I guess she crossed the line.
Yeah.
So but death threats are never cool though.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with Simone's. I don't have a problem with Simone's trolling. I do have an issue with the rabid response from the internet troll world to her. If she is indeed getting threatened, that's ridiculous. Like, who cares? Is it that serious? That's weirdo behavior to me. But I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I don't have an issue with what Simone said, but I also don't like that unwritten rule of don't criticize. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan
Yeah.
of it. And that's just me personally. I feel like constructive criticism is always a good thing, even if it's from somebody who you used to be a teammate with. That's how I am. Like, and maybe that's because of that's how I am personally. I don't take it personally when people give me constructive feedback. And I hope that others don't take it personally when I give them constructive feedback.
Mm.
But maybe that's just that's sort of a reflection of one of the ways that I choose to live. So I get that, because if I played with somebody and we fell short and we weren't teammates anymore and they said that, I personally would not be, I would not take it personally. I would just be like, I get, because maybe on a certain level, I probably agree. Like, we didn't meet expectations and play to the best of our ability. So I just totally wouldn't hate it. And I would internalize it as fuel to improve. And once we did succeed, I would then just be like, whatever, we did it. I wouldn't troll it, because to me, I just kind of take it as constructive feedback. But I know these days, constructive feedback is something that people react to aggressively. And so I get that part. And so it is what it is. It's just, I don't think either one of these women are at fault. I think if she genuinely had that critique, I honestly don't see a problem with that. And if Simone is like, oh, and what, we won gold, what do you have to say now? Okay with that too. I just think it was constructive criticism. But the rabidness of the people on the internet who are taking things too far, that obviously is a concern.
Yeah, and last thing I'll say is that yeah, man, I agree with that. Cyberbullying is not it's not a cool thing. But I love the fact that people are supporting Simone Biles. I feel as though, as you mentioned, with the barbers and stuff like that, we only typically do this with recording artists. But the fact that they're doing this with an Olympian, I think that's kind of cool, in the sense that they actually love her so much. I love that. But there is decorum that you must practice when you're out here being a fan and in fandom, much like myself. So if somebody got something slick to say online about her, I probably got something slick to say back to them, but never to the extent of you know bodily harm. So that's the point where everybody needs to draw the line. So yeah, man. But Simone's a classy woman. I'm sure that this will hit the airwaves. I saw this on everything today. So I'm sure Simone will say something, probably to try to alleviate and calm down. Or what do you call it? Rabbit? What do you call him?
Yeah, the rabid reaction to it. Yeah, it's a rabid fan base.
Yeah. So
And,
hopefully
and
she can simmer them down.
yes, yeah. People, don't be averse to don't be averse to constructive criticism. The girl didn't say nothing personal about nobody. She said, I felt like we lacked work ethic and didn't have the requisite talent to succeed at the highest level. And she was talking about when she was on the team herself. Like, she wasn't even really referencing the current team now. She was talking about when she was on the team before she retired. But stuff just kind of gets taken too far, in my opinion. Like, it's kind of wild, but
Hmm.
such is life nowadays when it comes to the internet. It is what it is. But on that note, we are going to go ahead and close out tonight's stream. Another good one in the books. JV wins, Dogon SS. Check me out on Instagram at JV wins, JVWINS. Check out Conscious Approach on Instagram at Con Approach, CONAPPROACH. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If this is your first time seeing what we do here on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, man, because we are like this each and every week. We certainly appreciate the support of everybody who has been tuning in and following along with us. Until next week, everybody, please think for yourselves, and we will catch you on the flip side.
Lord have mercy. Think for yourself. And the name is Dogon SS. And you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, DraftKings. All right, at Dogon_SS. Also here on YouTube. All right. And as I say on every pod, guys, all right, don't be too high, don't be too low. Keep it calm, keep it chill, keep it plip. And don't let anybody get you off your pivot, including my drippy ass faucet, goddamn it. It's not gonna get me deterred. So until next time, guys, We'll catch y'all on the flip side. Skr, skr.
That's right. Until the next stream, until the next video, JV Wins Dogon SS. We are signing off. Appreciate your support. We'll see you later. Peace.
Peace. Go Canes. Oh, yeah. We coming this year, baby. Go Canes.